Alright, what's up everybody? We are on episode 2 of the final season for Better Call Saul. I just got off of watching the first episode, obviously, and I think I can therefore keep this intro relatively short because you've all seen it very recently, I would assume. So what did we actually end on? Well, we ended with a scene with Lalo and, calling Hector to let him know that he's alive in the first place, and then second of all, to basically say, we should go after Gus because he figured out that Gus obviously had this hit out on him. However, Hector was asking for proof, basically, right? And Lalo says, well, I don't really have proof. I mean, he spent time with Gus recently, right, in the north, and he can tell that he's fishy and stuff, and they've never trusted him, obviously. I don't think Hector necessarily needs proof from a personal perspective, because he hates his guts at the same time, and he thinks that there's something fishy about him. But, yeah, the question then is, again, like, why does he want this proof? Is it to still, even though they said fuck Eladio and fuck Bolsa or whatever, maybe it could still be, of course, to convince them, and they can't just go out killing Gus because Eladio would be coming after them, because Gus is a huge revenue source for him, right? So that's obviously the thing. However, yeah, that's Lalo is looking for this proof now, and he's saying that he will be able to find it. And I assume somewhere in Mexico, because he didn't figure he would actually cross the border. So what is he looking for? That's the big question. Yeah, Kim and Saul are basically going after Howard now. They planted that little cocaine, bag or whatever it's called, in his locker. Why is the question? Kevin Wachtel saw Jimmy there, so that's, he can use that as evidence against him. Howard could in the future. That's what I basically figured. We started off with that great, I love it. We started off with that great opening, a little glimpse at Saul's actual house in Breaking Bad times as people were cleaning it up after, I assume, he actually escaped and called the vacuum cleaner guy. But other than that, guys, I really don't want to talk too much. I just want to get into this episode. I saw that it's actually even longer than the first one was. First one was already 55 minutes, and then this one is going to be, I think, an hour. So can't wait. Of course, if you want to watch my full-length reaction to the episodes in the coming weeks, they will be posted over on my Patreon, which is linked on top of the description. These episodes will be going up every Wednesday moving forward. Of course, the episodes themselves release on Tuesday already, so that's when I go and watch them and start editing. On Wednesday, they go up on YouTube. If you want to get a little bit of early access as soon as they are done, that will be up over on Patreon as well on the lowest tier, so go check that out. And then for now, let's actually dive into Better Call Saul episode 2. Oh, this is Nacho's place, I think. Yeah. This girl is still as crazy as ever. Of course she would be doing dominoes.
I just
Yeah, I don't know who is actually about to bust into your place, but you don't want to be here for it.
It doesn't count anymore. It doesn't count. If I just set it up correctly, and then the rest of the guys come over and count it and stuff, then...
Okay, Tyrus.
If I knock it...
We haven't heard anything from
it. Doesn't...
We haven't heard anything. Please. We don't know anything.
Please.
Ladies, pay attention.
Don't do drugs, guys. This is where it gets you.
I have a message from Nacho. He won't be coming back. He sends his regrets. So, here's what's going to happen. You're
He
going
won't
to
be
take
coming back.
what's yours, and you're going to leave. But I strongly suggest you do whatever you can to get back on your feet. But do it far away from here.
Wow, this might actually be the best thing for them, in all honesty. Can I take the dominoes?
2.5 deep.
Question is obviously, what are they actually gonna do here? Well, they're gonna break open his vault, apparently, but... Are they just trying to collect anything that could prove that he's working for Gus or something? Or what are they doing here? Because they know where Nacho is. I mean, they send him to that hotel. But then Nacho could simply tell them too, so he's not aware of this, obviously. The IDs. For him and his dad. Did he only take his, or? There goes Victor. I was wondering, because we hadn't seen him yet. Oh. They're making it seem like nothing happened, or what? Oh, what? Oh, he just tried to get the IDs, or what? He just tried to get his ID. Or his dad's ID. Man, this is okay.
Mesothelioma. When I took that job at the shoe factory, I had no idea I was risking my life. Now I can't stop coughing. Hey, come on. Hey, a mesothelioma class
Shit, what's the actor
Bill
called? The one
Clifford
from
made
Home
his
Alone. That's what he was
vacation. He hears
doing.
mesothelioma, his eyes pop.
And how does Howard come up?
Okay, ask me why I'm here.
What brings you to Davis and Maine today?
I'm sick. I'm really sick.
Good.
It's not mesothelioma, but it's not good. And I need a lawyer, and the pickings are slim. I already went to HHM. I met with their top guy, Howard Hamlin, and I've got a brother-in-law, and he's got a pretty nasty coke habit. Very similar energy. Just put me off.
He's really trying to push that narrative with Howard doing coke. Oh.
Okay, so it's got to be someone with a history with that. But Cliff has to want to know the meeting,
So
but not
good.
the case.
Right.
Oh, I know where he's going from the trailers. He's gonna pick up his the inflatable statue. You gotta love it. So here's the question: how do you get this before you get the office?
Okie dokie.
Oh no, not Miss Kettleman.
But first, we need a few little signatures.
Don't tell me he gets the inflatable thing off of her. That's fucking hilarious.
Good. Be right
Well,
with
there's a sight for sore eyes.
And that's all there is to it. Here you go.
God, she treats her customers just like she treats her husband.
They sure will. Thank you for choosing Sweet Liberty Tax
Like they're all
Services.
fucking babies.
Tell your friends.
Tax services. She knows all about that.
Hello, Betsy. Long time no see.
Get out.
I have something very exciting I want to discuss with you and your husband. If this
Is he not in jail anymore?
Don't leave right now.
a golden opportunity like this?
Craig?
Okay, he's here.
Mr. Kettleman, may I see you up front?
Mr. McGill.
But hey, you're looking fit. I see county didn't do you any harm.
You know, they have a surprisingly good exercise program.
Is aerobics mostly, or do they?
Little
And they
tax
don't know that
emergency.
he went to
Yep.
jail.
Okay.
Some nerve coming here after what you did. Please! Because of you, we lost everything. Our kids are in public school. So why don't you go crawl back under whatever slime-covered rock you
What a
came
crime.
from and leave us the heck alone?
I think that within Craig's case, I have found the grounds for a civil suit, a big one.
So, in turn for that, he's trying to get them to go to Cliff.
So I just need some assurances that all my hard work isn't going to end up in the hands of Clifford Maine or some other asshole at some pretentious
Okay.
shoe law firm. You have to sign if you want to know what I know. So
We're not signing.
This guy is such an idiot.
you're sure?
Craig.
Yeah.
What if I told you that in your hour of need, the person who was supposed to be on your side was impaired? It's a person of substance.
Oh, Howard. Okay.
Substance in question being a certain illegal white powder.
That awful woman with the ponytail is a cocaine
No,
head.
not Kim Wexler,
That's
no.
Kim,
Craig's
oh.
lead attorney, Howard Hamlin.
Oh,
Oh, he's using them to spread
so
across the
upbeat.
story.
Who's that?
If your guy wasn't nose deep in the devil's dandruff, well, Craig's case would have turned out
Nose
completely
deep in the
different.
devil's dandruff.
You're fired.
I am not fired.
Oh, yes,
no.
you are.
No.
Oh, he planned for this. It's cool.
Craig!
We were so... No, you can't fire me. I found this case.
He
It's
just needs to get the ball
mine.
rolling.
you
That's
wanna hear
it.
about
He
rights?
literally said it
The second
himself.
you say where you got...
Well. Knocked on the door and walked away, okay. Oh, just bring some food. Okay, okay. Yeah, because she's in on it, right? I mean, Gus said that, like... They prepared this for him. Oh, is Nacho the proof? That makes way too much sense that Nacho himself is the proof that Lalo is going after. Is he thinking about just hiding in there or something? Because he feels like this is too obvious. Oh no, not
Can you hold
Aaron.
a sec? Remember the old Bernalillo County treasurer? The one who embezzled, I think it was something
Craig.
like $2 million.
Kettlebell?
Kettleman.
Kettlebell.
Kettleman.
Yeah.
Now Mr. Kettleman's here with his wife because they want to sue his former lawyers. They're saying he didn't have proper counsel.
Oh yeah, and he knew about this cocaine stuff. Oh, he saw it.
HHM handle that case?
We didn't get into the details. They said they wanted to talk to someone in charge, and I'm just a, quote, prepubescent intern.
What's the basis of their claim?
Cocaine.
Howard Hamlin.
You don't see it right away. He is very high functioning.
Well, I want to thank you for taking the time to come see us. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to.
I mean, this is not too convincing though in any way.
With HHM on another case, so this would be a clear conflict of interest.
Oh yeah, Sandpiper.
Them. Well, surely that will change now that you know the facts.
Yeah, and okay, that's what
Can
they're
I
trying
give
to
you
do.
some advice? You're going to have a
What?
difficult time
Saul
pursuing
is.
this, no matter who your lawyer is.
Well,
They don't even realize
We'll
they're
take
just
our
being
business
played.
elsewhere.
It's so
Sorry,
good.
couldn't be of help.
bet you are.
You were just played and only used to plant this little idea in his head a second time.
Wow.
Yeah,
I know I don't need to remind you everything we just heard was privileged.
of course. And Howard Hamlin, please. I tried to save you the time.
You did, Aaron. Thank
Yeah,
you.
but he knows something that she doesn't. That's gonna make him be like, Oh, he is here. Bolsa too. Oh man, Hector does not want to see his face right now. Ah, this is the moment where he stops looking at him. Isn't it?
Seguimos buscando a ese traidor Ignacio Varga. Lo vamos a encontrar. Y entonces su familia tendrá justicia.
Is he puking or what is he doing? Shitting again. Shaking his hand?
We'll be in touch.
Okay. Well, he still looked at him. But if looks could kill, that looks at 1,000 words.
What did you learn?
Lalo Salamanca lives.
He could tell just from that. Ah, wait, who are these guys now breaking open the vault? Ah, okay, it's Bolsa's guys. Right. Oh, there's a number on it. That must be purposeful though. I assume they planted this here, right? I think so.
Disculpe,
Wait, what?
número equivocado.
Oh, shit. So they're making his dad go away, but they are fine with Nacho being killed off. Holy shit, man. And this is why Nacho, obviously, he's not trusting the situation, so he's thinking now about just staying there or somewhere else. Because he doesn't even trust Gus. Oh, yeah. Okay, all of this makes so much sense. Holy shit, man. Yeah, that's the thing. Bolso was never gonna let up until somebody had paid for it. What is that? You would think they're keeping tabs on this place anyway, right? So what is with this little building that he's looking at constantly? I guess he figures that they are actually looking at him from that place. And this is also why Mike did not pick up that phone call initially. That told him a lot, I guess. And why Mike felt so bad. Yeah. Has to escape from the back somehow. Oh, the cousins. Oh, and they have all got it out for him. Holy shit. Yeah, you better get a move on right now. I love that. Oh. Why?
Vivo.
Because they needed to get him alive. Oh shit. Oh, this is giving me some Hank flashbacks right here. They're about to be hit almost. And they're still walking. Oh man. What could be more terrifying? How is this shit so fucking good? Everything about it is just executed perfectly. Shoot the tiles, yeah. Wow. This is Jesse all over again.
Varga's alone in foreign territory. No one he can trust. The kid's smart, but he's not gonna last. He's gonna get caught.
Is he like actually nervous or?
Continue.
Best way to handle this. I take 4 of our best guys across the border and track Varga down.
You gotta love his motions. The subtle, smooth
El padre
moves.
de Varga. Tráelo aquí.
Oh no, they're holding him hostage.
You're not doing
Damn,
that.
Mike won't allow him.
You don't understand. That's not happening.
Just say the word.
Whatever happens next, it's not gonna go down the way you think it is. You want me to answer it? Yeah. He wants to talk to you.
Huh. Damn, man, where is this gonna go?
Hello, folks. Top of the morning, in the flesh, as promised.
What is she doing here?
Anything you want to say to me, you can say in front of Miss White.
I like how she
We're
just
married.
says it out loud.
Oh, mazel tov.
Fine. I'll talk in front of her.
You used us, and our good name, to character assassinate Howard Hamlin. Somehow, some way, it benefits you to tear him down.
Yeah, and we're mad.
Yeah,
Oh, he looks mad.
a lot of, but if you're feeling slighted, we can make it right.
Money.
What is Kim doing? Like finding a way to
Money's not gonna take care
make
of
him
this.
shut up?
Money takes care of everything. Isn't that
Blackmail
the
them
motto
again,
stitched
even
into
more?
the Kettleman family crest?
We don't want money. And we didn't deserve any of this.
Okay. Enough carrot.
Enough carrot.
Listen, I was wondering who your CID officer is these days.
You have something for us?
Oh, I just might. Tax preparer fraud. A lot of it. From what I can glean, their clients always end up with smaller refunds than they deserve.
Oh my god, so she's fucking them over.
Bingo. So what I'm
Realizing
thinking
that they're
is
still
these
screwing people
creeps
over
file
right
legit
now.
returns with you guys, give the clients fake ones that show about half the proper amount, and then pocket the difference.
Classic scam.
Such a big help, Justin.
You got it. Talk soon.
Holy shit, man.
Don't I?
They are both really criminal lawyers now.
You'll probably get 24 months. Maybe 18 with good behavior. But Craig, you are a two-time loser. They will
Two-time
definitely
loser.
make an example out of you. First, you contact every person you've ripped off. Tell them you made an accounting error. Tell them you're crooks who had a change of heart. I don't care. Give them what they are legally owed. Everything you stole. And then after that, you're going to forget you ever heard the name Howard Hamlin. I'm keeping my eye on both of you. You think you've lost everything? You have no idea.
Interesting how she still has that moral side to her where she's saying like, well, do make sure you pay back all your customers. Oh man. Kim, where are you going? Look at that face, like a true
You gave him the money,
villain.
didn't you?
Wolves and sheep.
Nothing.
Yep, nice callback. Still didn't get the statue, so we'll this isn't the last we've seen of them, I would assume. Oh no. Howard? No. What car is that? Yeah, so great, honestly, to see Craig and Betsy back. I know as a, very, like, dedicated fan myself and also listening to all the Insider podcasts and stuff that they always do for these episodes that, like, I heard Vince Gilligan and Peter Gould talk a lot about, I think it was Vince especially who said, like, he really wanted to eventually bring them back or see if there was a way to still bring them back towards maybe the end of the show. And it actually happens here. It's like, it's so cool because I remember way back in season 1, like, they kind of wrapped up their storyline in there already, right? And we didn't see them since. But he said, like, yeah, I'd like to think there's still some type of role for them to serve eventually. And so again, now we're seeing that. But at the same time, they're kind of simply being used to be distorted more and show where the morality of especially Kim, like this is the weird part, right? We know that Saul ends up as the really crooked guy in Breaking Bad, but right now it's him still who seemingly has more morals than Kim does, right? Kim is really the one who's just like relentless and going all in with it. And so, it's like a little heartbreaking to see. And again, it just raises the question of like, okay, so where does she end up? Like, is she hiding there in Saul's house? Because, like, I don't know, like she does something that makes the cops have it out for her or something, or, like what could be going on? I mean, that's the thing. She's probably still alive and she's in that house there, as we could see by the opening teaser last episode. But she was not in Breaking Bad, and she probably does not have a public persona, and this is also why Saul wouldn't mention her and all this stuff, right? Like, that's definitely would be a story direction that makes a lot of sense. And it's great how they, like, So at the end of season 5, they obviously speculated or fantasized, I should say, about how they were going to take Howard down, right? And so they were talking about like making him go bald or whatever, but like this it feels like such a perfect, it's like, it's not necessarily original, like, oh yeah, just try to make try to prove that he's a coke addict or whatever, but like it fits. It's still somewhat like, I don't know, seems to fit him so well. Like, oh yeah, that's something he could probably do. And then, actually like being able to come up with examples of like where people saw that he had it with him and stuff, like Cliff in the locker in the at the golf place. I just feel like it makes a lot of sense. Of course, the second, I mean, the other, I guess maybe even the storyline that had the priority in this episode, I would say, is still the huge cat and mouse game between Lalo, Nacho, and Gus. I don't even know if we saw Lalo in this. Did we actually see Lalo in this episode? I don't think we did. Obviously, I'm also coming off of the first one. I watched these two back to back, so that's why I'm still a little bit sort of like, I'm just like scrolling through the episode right now to make sure that I get everything. But yeah, and that I can remember what actually happened this particular episode. But like, it's so cool as well. I love that scene where Bolsa and Gus showed up at Hector's place, Casa Tranquilla, the nursing, the old folks home, whatever it's called. And for a second, I really thought like, oh, this is the moment where Hector is going to stop looking at Gus, because that's another thing that we know in Breaking Bad, right? Like, Hector never wanted to look at Gus. And then he's still doing it now because he figures like, oh, I'll still be able to take you out, bitch. That's basically what's going on in his head, right? And so he's there literally shaking his hand and looking at him with those eyes like, don't worry, you'll get what's coming for you, essentially, right? But Gus can at the same time figure that, and he basically knows that, like, oh, Lalo is still alive. Now, at the same time, there's the thing with, like, yeah, with Nacho and the dad, and you can see, like, Gus was basically prepared to just have Nacho killed there by the cousins and by Bolsa, because he figures, like, having Nacho killed is the retribution necessary for them to put it to rest, everything that happened at that mansion, right? So, like, he needs Nacho to be sacrificed for that, so they don't go look for maybe even further into it or whatever, right? Makes a lot of sense. But then at the same time, obviously, and Mike was even okay with that. Mike was initially okay, seemingly, with having Nacho killed. That's also why I guess he didn't pick up that phone call in the previous episode, because he figures like, yeah, well, this is the game, and if you're in the, I mean, that's the thing. Mike has always talked about it like that. You're in the game, and you did this to yourself. You know what I mean? That's always, we know this is kind of what Mike's ethics are like. At the same time, Mike does agree with Nacho that his dad should not be sacrificed for that. And so that's the thing that he won't have, and it's clearly causing conflict here between him and Gus even. And it's so, yeah, I mean, I love it because it's just like they've been setting this up already in the previous seasons, and you're seeing the outcome of it now. And that's why I just think this is always what Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, what has stood out so much about them, and what I still like. It's really sort of hard to imagine how these writers are able to put these things together, because it's like they write these stories as they go. But somehow they managed to make it all connect in such a fantastic way. And so that's why I talked about the moment with Hector and like, oh, maybe this is where he stops looking at Gus and why that would have been so genius, even though it didn't even happen. But like, we know that that's where we begin with them already in Breaking Bad, right? And it's like, now you're seeing like, oh, it makes so much sense why it actually gets to that point. And again, I think it's so cool. In the same way, of course, we know the Statue of Liberty, Saul is actually going to be using it and putting it on top of his office. So clearly this isn't the last we've seen of Betsy and Craig. And you know, the question then still is clearly like, where is Lalo? What's Lalo going to do next? I mean, I assume, again, that's one thing that I kind of figured out. Like, the evidence he's talking about, the proof he's talking about that he wants, is simply probably Nacho, who is still in Mexico. He is proof because he has the connections to Gus, and he can simply admit it if they hold him at gunpoint or torture him or whatever, right? So I would assume that's what he's talking about in that moment. But could obviously be wrong. Yeah, maybe one thing that I could still quickly mention, talking about those kind of callbacks and the little references that you can spot if you're like a super fan or whatever, but the whole confrontation that Nacho had with the cousins, using the car and stuff and almost driving them over, it's so reminiscent, obviously, of like Hank driving one of them over in that, you know, in the actual scene where they get killed in Breaking Bad, in the mid-season finale for it wasn't really a mid-season finale, it was just episode 7 of the 3rd season. But like, love that so much. What a great start to the season. Although I will say, it's not even necessarily like anything major has happened yet, right? But we know this about the show. Pacing, it's again, if you're like honestly, if you're watching this right now, you know exactly what this show is like, right? So this is always how they do it. I love how in some ways it feels like, man, it's so few episodes to wrap everything up, but then at the same time, you always know they're gonna find a way. They're gonna have it, you know, be executed perfectly, and they're simply starting off at their own pace, and they don't care about like going too fast necessarily, or immediately, you know, like putting in the big surprises already here in the first couple episodes. I feel like these 2 episodes, they were great, like I said, but there is so much more to come because we know what we're going to be working up towards, right? Yeah, guys, I hope you all enjoyed my reaction and review here for the 2nd episode. Of course, next week is going to be episode 3. On Tuesday morning, I'll be able to start watching that, and so that's when I'll be putting the full-length reaction immediately up over on Patreon. Go check that out, linked on top of the description. And then I'll be working on the edit, and then on Wednesday, next week, Wednesday, you will be getting my episode 3 reaction. So look forward to that. Again, that will be coming up a little bit early if I manage to finish it kind of, you know, for example, I would think that I would be able to finish it somewhere on Tuesday, maybe in the evening. I'll be putting that on Patreon then immediately, and then it will be coming on YouTube Wednesday, so the next day, basically. So go check that out. Like I said, linked on top of the description. One thing I should really quickly mention, if you join the Patreon, we also have a Discord server where there is a Better Call Saul spoiler channel, and I'll be in there talking with all the viewers and stuff, and we're going to be discussing basically everything for the coming months. So if you want to be a part of that, once again, I would love to have you actually join us and talk about the show and, you know, speculate about what's to come. It's going to be a fantastic ride these next couple of months that we'll be finishing the show. So for now, like I said, I hope you enjoyed my reaction. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I look forward to seeing you back in the next episode.